talk about fire. I'm old enough to remember the massive outcry at the suggestion of a same-sex relationship. We still lived in India where same-sex relationships were considered criminal in the eyes of the law.
Absolutely.
We now live, thankfully, in a more evolved...
But so recent, right?
So
the repealing of this act is very, very recent.
And do you remember that time? Like,
totally.
What do you remember most of the outcry over the relationship portrayed between you and Shabana?
I think it's been 26 years.
Wow, we're that
We just
old.
had a reunion.
Yeah.
Deepa, Shabana and I were in Toronto together, and it was just lovely to be able to reminisce that time. But I mean, we did expect some problems, but also remember that it had a landmark censor board verdict. There was not a single cut. We thought there would be an official cut and then there would be conversations. In fact, it was the ulta. There was no official cut. And then there were these, self-proclaimed custodians of culture who decided that this was against the Hindu culture and all of that. I had a policeman outside my door for a month.
Really?
Yeah, because, we were all sort of vulnerable. I used to live alone at the time. So in a small place in Green Park. And it was difficult. But what was really amazing was that because we had hushed up this conversation, that time there was no LGBTQIA and all that. It was just homosexuality and heterosexuality. It was just these two words.
Yeah.
We're talking about more than 25 years ago. And so what was happening was people had started talking about it and, had started thinking about it. Some were comfortably intellectually, but not emotionally. Some understood it and felt it emotionally, but didn't have the vocabulary to really, put it together. So all those questions that were thrown at me, I think helped me to grow and understand what is this othering. And that in a way has been a sort of a binding theme through most of my films, both as an actor and of course as a director.